Hi, I'd like a Dai Bai Dong, please.
Tè bạch đó.
Yes. Well, welcome back to Ottoman Asia, Dai Bai Dong style. Today I've got three cons and three pros about being an expat here in Cambodia, and it could be in a lot of different countries, not just Cambodia. Number one, okay, is life is different here. I mean, isn't that kind of why you came here? Don't expect it to be like home, which could be either a pro or a con, unless you make it your home, you know. And how do you do that? Well, a lot of things. You have to be open-minded and try. You really got to try. You try to fit in, make friends, other expats that have been here longer, and also, and probably maybe even more importantly, the locals, the local Khmer people. They're wonderful people, very friendly. We've all talked about that in our videos. But when you come here, you're going to see a lot of things that are different than what you normally see in your home country. So you kind of got to be open-minded about it and willing to compromise on some of those things. If you do that, you're going to be okay. So just keep that in mind. And you're going to see people doing things this way, doing that way. I wished I could do it this way. Well, wishing and in reality is two different things, because you just kind of got to accept some of the realities that are going to be foreign to you in a different country. A different lifestyle. You kind of got to work on your lifestyle when you move to another country. It can help you here in Cambodia. It could kind of teach you how to slow down a little bit. You're not in a rat race anymore. Most of us, if you're not working and retired or whatever, go with the flow. One of the changes, I'll give you a personal example of one of the changes in a good way that living here in Cambodia. 10 years ago, I was high-strung. I was easy to flaff the handle and get angry at just about anything. I was a hothead, a redhead. I used to be redhead. But it's being here, living here for 2.5 years, it taught me how to kind of slow down a bit and just, accept things. Not to quote AA book, but, change the things you can. Don't try to change the things you can't, because you'll end up being miserable. And like I said in a couple other videos, you got to unpack that old baggage, because it's going to come with you. It's not going to change just because you flew across the ocean or whatever. Your good traits, your bad traits, bad habits. You're going to have to change a lot of things there. And that's where the compromise is going to come in. And I think with, keeping all that in mind, the transition will be a lot easier. Number two. I said number two. Number two, quality of life here is better in so many different ways. It's healthier. Of course, the food is healthier. The vegetables and the fruits are really super fresh, and so is the meat, the pork, the chicken. But you may say, well, I saw those videos of the wet markets, and it didn't look healthy. Well, neither did the processing plants in the United States until they put it in the nice styrofoam, and just bring your stuff home and wash everything. You're fine. You're going to be fine. But it's healthier for you, and the quality of life is not just because of the cost of living. It's other things. Like I said, it's a slower paced life over here, so it kind of slows slower your lifestyle a bit. No rush. And I really like that band. Okay. And it's so relaxing here. These are just my observations, okay, and it's how it's affected me. And again, I want to talk about expectations, and dreams. you have a dream of moving over here, and you're, oh, what do I expect? What's it going to be like? I watch a lot of videos and stuff, and sometimes those videos are very biased, showing the good things or showing the really bad things. You really don't know until you step into the country you're going to be in and stay for a while, and that's where the expectations are going to become more in tune with reality. So just be, like I said, be open and be able to compromise your expectations with what the reality really is here, and that can do you a whole bunch of good, positive, acceptance and compromise. Just be flexible, and I think, I mean, a lot of things I wished was different here, but the pros and cons, are they going to outweigh themselves, one more than the other? That's totally up to you and how you want to look at the expectations versus the reality. The next thing I want to talk about, just kind of briefly, another pro is the cost of living. I'm not going to get deep into it. I've made a couple of other videos about it. I've been interviewed a couple of times about that. But yeah, cost of living is much cheaper. I shouldn't say cheaper. It's really more inexpensive, and that gives you the freedom to do things that you normally wouldn't be able to do in your home country, perhaps. You have the freedom of helping people that you want to help. Your friends, neighbors, or whatever. Or you got the freedom of every other weekend taking a trip here, there, the other place, and also the freedom to get a nice apartment. My apartment, you've probably seen the video of it, if not. But an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment like that, anywhere in the United States, unless it's like I don't know, up in Montana or something, I don't know where, but it's going to cost you 5-6 times more than what I'm paying here. So you do got that extra cash and stuff to do things, and that's definitely a plus. So that was number 3. Now on the con side, okay, number 1, inconveniences. There's inconveniences everywhere, but some of these inconveniences here in Cambodia may not be used to, where you came from, and one of them is going to be noise. Now, I live in a very quiet neighborhood. There's a lot of quiet neighborhoods here in Siem Reap and whatever, but you never know when it can get noisy. Give you a couple examples. Without warning, 6 o'clock in the morning, you're going to start hearing some loud music, and it's going to go all day till not late at night, but usually 7, 8, maybe 9 o'clock, depending on what it is. And what it is a wedding, okay? And they just have the music blaring, and not just inside someone's house. They blare it out to the entire neighborhood. I mean, these huge speakers. Yeah, and it does get you got to get used to it. And this is also true for funerals. They'll do the same thing with funerals. They'll have that music just blasting very loud, very crazy like. And actually, it's kind of interesting to realize when you're here in a funeral, usually 3 days, sometimes it's longer. But you'll say, wow, that's like about the 4th one I heard or passed by, or the 5th one in my neighborhood, this month. And you go, wow. Back in the States, you really don't get an idea of, hey man, my neighbor died. The people across, the next block over. Okay. I digressed. Okay. And a lot of festivals, they can get loud, or parades going up and down the street. So you do get some noises, dogs barking. If you're next to a temple, you're gonna hear a lot of chanting. Next to a school, so if it's a big school, you're gonna hear a lot of noise. Another inconvenience here is like if you want to order something, deliveries here. Amazon, totally out of the question. But like Lazada, which is the Thailand equivalent to Amazon or Alibaba, you can order through them, but it's difficult to get it, and if you're going to get it at all, because sometimes it just doesn't come through. And if you are, and it's not going to be delivered. Generally, it's not going to be delivered to your house unless you're going through DHL or something, and then that's going to cost you arm and a leg, anyways. So, like if it's, let's say your computer crashes and you need a new one, you order a new one. Well, they're gonna pay. I mean, they're gonna charge you a tariff on that, some taxes on that, and like I said, it's going to take a long time to get here, and the safety is it gonna get here. Another inconvenience, this is still under inconvenience, so it's still number one, is the roads. Okay, a lot of them in town are really good, but you get off the main roads and it might not be so good. And this is true both in wet weather and dry weather, because these roads can just get tore up and get very muddy, of course, in the rainy season. So that's definitely an inconvenience, especially when you're on a little motor scooter. But hey, you learn to live with it. Okay, and here's another one: communicating with the Thai people. Now, a lot of Thai people in the large towns, they will know English, but they may not know English as well as you think they do. And you start talking, to get faster because like you're getting excited about something and all that, and they're like, so. Yeah, so you got to be aware of that kind of, and slow down. Sometimes they can understand you, but you got to be very patient with that. Now, the internet. Now, my internet is usually pretty good. I mean, I get some good upload speeds and download speeds. I'm connected in with my manager's package that he has, and it's a little bit extra than just a regular basic package that you get, 50, 60 up and maybe, 80 down sometimes, or, the other way around, but sometimes a little bit lower. But I have noticed in the mornings, it seems like 8:30, it kind of slows down, but I think that's because everybody's at work and turning on the computer and checking their emails, and the power outages that go with it, they generally only last, I mean, not often. This year, I think I've only seen 3 power outages, and they lasted, some of them 2-3 minutes, another one maximum of 5, 6, 7 minutes. Usually not too long. So that's another inconvenience. And okay, yeah, and another one is I just got to throw this one in. It's the small plastic chairs. Yeah. Here we go with number dos. Yeah. Okay. Inefficiencies. Let's start with the housing. Yeah, some of them are really, really nice. Even the really nice ones, they're 5, 6, 7 years old, like where I'm living at. They're solidly built. I mean, they're going to last forever. But if you're expecting your apartment to be, hermetically sealed when you shut all the doors and windows, not necessarily. Sometimes they just don't. You'll have the cracks in them, and in between the 2 doors or whatever, things like that. Screen doors. I've seen screens on windows, but not all windows in the apartment. Only a couple of them. So hey, but I have yet to see a screen door like in the front door, a screen door or something. So that's definitely inefficiency there. Some apartments, they're here in Siem Reap. They're only going to be like maximum of 5 stories tall, and some of them you'll see there's no elevators, and that's crazy. Yeah, I like elevators. I live on the first. Oh well, I live on the ground floor. Here, the ground floor, and then you got first floor, second floor. Anyways, and another thing about the housing inefficiencies is the bathrooms. Now, some of them will be, you'll have a separate shower. Like here, you don't. A lot of places you don't. I think a lot of people call it a wet bathroom. So the shower head is just there, and it's getting the entire area wet. So you got to watch out. Wipe off your toilet bowl when you're finished. And it stays wet because it drains, but you just can't later on walk in there with your socks on and brush your teeth. So that's kind of an inconvenience there. Number 3 on our cons, okay, and that would be limited fast foods that you really like in your home country. Now we have a couple of different delivery services here. I can just name 2 of them, which is Panda Express and Nom 24, and they'll deliver on the motorbikes. They'll deliver just about from any restaurant. I mean, it's a big thing. You can get in any of the restaurants. They'll within 30 minutes it's there, nice, hot, fresh. But that's not that's kind of a cool thing, But the bad thing is if you're really hungry for things that back home, unless you cook it yourself, you may not get it. Like we have KFC here. I don't know why, because there's chicken being cooked on just about every other corner. Dairy Queen, hey, that's nice. That's on a hot day. You go there and have some ice cream. Domino's, Burger King. Domino's is okay. Burger King, well, not my favorite, but no McDonald's or no Taco Bells. And my biggest one is no Arby's. Oh, Arby's. I would die for an Arby's sandwich. I would die for some good roast beef here too, actually. But yeah, if you wanted to, you'd have to roast it yourself and slice it. And of course, that roast would cost you a lot of money because you'd have to get it from Australia for, being nice and tasty and juicy. And that's I kind of threw that number 3 in because, heck, why not? And just a side note, Arby's. Arby's restaurants, if you don't know, it's a roast beef place. But you know what Arby's stands for? RB, roast beef. I bet you didn't know that one. Well, thank you for still being here. If you are, you're my number 1 fans. You know that. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.